friends. Welcome to Insightful Healing. I'm Amira. Thanks so much for being here with me today as we gain some insight on the energy, our experiences, the collective. As always, I invite you to tune in with me, find a space that feels peaceful, maybe journal along as well if it feels right. I kind of ruined my candle yesterday because I prematurely oh wow, that's interesting how that looks actually as I put it up to the camera. Kind of reminds me of tea leaf readings. I have no idea how to do that. Maybe some of you do, and you can, I'm hearing Mars, and you can see some messages or insight in there. Let me know in the comments, I'm curious. It does look sort of planetary and coal-like from my angle, but nonetheless, the candle has been saged, which is an interesting situation for sure. Also, I believe this candle is sage, if I'm not mistaken. It needed another touch of something real. Interesting. This is a moonstone, by the way. Okay. So something about the natural elements is really significant today. Perhaps it could be beneficial to spend some time out in nature or in water, in the trees. That's a bit much. I mean, if you feel like climbing a tree, that's up to you, right? That is your free will. Yeah. Create your own unique environment. Number 40 here. It's not necessarily about other people's perspectives all the time, okay? It can't solely be about that. It's not solely about other people's beliefs, other people's desires, other people's words, other people's labels even on you. There's something that you need for your naturalness to flow. Okay. I'm seeing the word opportunities. My opportunities are endless. Yeah. Create your own unique environment today. Give yourself what you need. It may not look like it typically does, but like we spoke about recently, sometimes you have to roll with the punches. And I'm actually really curious about whether this candle, because what's happening is the sage is literally there and I can light it. And I'm curious if it will eventually burn up and give me the wick back, but I'm literally lighting sage in the candle, even though it's a sage candle. I guess the candle needed cleansing or a deeper cleansing. Something needs a deeper cleaning, okay, than what it's been receiving. And that could be you. All right, let's see what the booklet says for card 40. I already saw a little sneak peek. Yeah, you could be working in a difficult environment or just surrounded by challenging energies, okay? There's a need to cleanse your space, cleanse your energy. And if you can't, kick those people out or wipe down the walls, okay? This could be literal cleansing, like cleaning a space. But if you cannot do those things, you could maybe take a cleansing breath, right? Intentionally to cleanse your internal space and create some space for peace. This card presents itself to you today as a reminder to utilize your creativity in an active manner. We all have the ability to create on various levels, and it's something that we can easily do to bring ourselves joy in a stressful environment. Pulling this card challenges your sixth sense to connect to your higher self in all of its glory, to be the creative being you were called to be. Your fifth sense to feel every emotion that is evoked by way of nurturing something to life. Fourth sense to taste the colors as an individual with synesthesia would encourage. Third sense to smell the fresh carpet scent in an empty stadium between you and your acknowledgement. Second sense to hear the words of the characters as you create them. And your first sense to leap into your creation, knowing that you do not have to see the final project right away. That's an important one. Taking a risk on yourself, betting on you, right? Because something is just that important, or because you just feel so called and so drawn and so passionate about it. Let's keep going. Creating the environment that we want for ourselves gives us a sense of free reign that we all look for in life. It's an active choice to be optimistic, but of course, all things in moderation. The person who walks around smiling and oblivious is no easier to be around than the one who is constantly gloomy and ungrateful. No matter what is happening around us, our minds have to be stronger than our emotions. Working for the Department of Corrections is not for everyone, but if I'm honest, it'd probably be better if robots ran the joint. The stories are endless. Okay, that was weird. That reminded me of enlisting, like enlisting in the army or some other, perhaps some sort of law enforcement, first responder program or career. Okay. The stories are endless, just like the usually incorrect preconceived notions, but the only relevant fact is the negative environment. This doesn't mean that all of the movies are real, because most of them aren't, but it's obviously not anyone's happy place. In the midst of a creative moment with a coworker one day, we coaxed up a clever reasoning for the environment. We decided that prisons are probably full of bad karma with nowhere to go. Without enough windows, fresh air, sunlight, and good attitudes, the karma just circulates for years. People come in hoping for justice and wind up with a tipped scale for various reasons. Some are beyond their control, and others are an active choice made due to irresistible attempts at the ego. A common misconception is that employees are not affected by the environment, but having this conversation with my coworker is an example of just that. In the midst of dealing with such a negative environment, this creative break gave us an opportunity to justify, control, understand, and manage ourselves while creating joy in such a difficult moment. I'm enjoying today's message. Really curious what you guys will gather from it, as always. Let's see what our journal prompt will be. Okay, random song. Oh wow, it's inappropriate. Let me see what it's actually called. It's called Give Me That by Boosie, Badass, and Webby. way back from 2004. 2004 could be significant, or perhaps something in the lyrics could be significant. It's pretty explicit. But yeah, a message nonetheless. Session 40. Okay. Be open-minded here. Again, your options are endless. Your opportunities are endless. Seeing the Seven of Cups. It may not be something that you're immediately drawn to. It may not be something that you feel like you can afford to do, whether that's practically or spiritually, who knows. But just be open is what I would say here to what your options may be. The example that I'm being given is like someone who struggles to keep organized or keep their home clean, keep their space clean. It might be worth the sacrifice to pay for a service. Maybe not regularly, right? Maybe it's once a year, maybe it's once a month, maybe it's once in a lifetime, but just giving yourself that gift, right? It's an investment in your sense of peace and stability, just as an example. For session 40 today, we have prioritizing a peaceful environment for myself. How can I create what I need? Question to ponder on. Until next time, friends.